Penwood. I'm interviewing Mr. Andy Payne. He's known for two very special things. One of them, the Bunyan Derby of 1928, and the other, that he has had about 40 years as clerk of our Supreme Court of the state of Oklahoma. We want to talk to him just a little bit, but first of all, we'll let him give you his name, his father's name and his mother's name, and something of his early life. Let's try.
My full name is Andrew Hartley Payne, Andrew Hartley Payne. The full name of my father, Andrew Lane Payne, Andrew Payne. My mother's full name and maiden name, Zona May Hartley, Zona Mae Hartley. I was born the day after statehood, November the 16th, 1907, approximately 4.5 miles west of Chelsea, Oklahoma, on what was then called the Danningberg Range. My father was more or less the foreman of this ranch for Mr. Danningberg, and did farming on his own. I lived in that vicinity until about 4 or 5 years of age, and at that time my father purchased the farm about 11 miles northeast of Claremore, which the family lived on for many years. My father was the typical farmer, doing farming and having a small herd of livestock, such as cattle and hogs. And I have 4 brothers and 3 sisters. One brother is deceased, and the others are living.
Mr. Payne, you said northeast of Claremore. Do you know about what little town, or where would that be today on our map?
Well, that would be about 3 miles west, and a mile south of the little town of Foyle, Oklahoma, on the Frisco.
How far would that be from Will Rogers' birthplace, Oologah?
Well, this is on the east side of the Vertigrist, and his birthplace is only approximately 4 miles from the old home place as the crow would fly.
Well, Dusty. Did you know Mr. Rogers' family and any of the people, the McSpaddens over at Chelsea?
Oh, I met Will Rogers 2 or 3 times shortly before his death, but my father worked for his father for a number of years when he was a real young man, and my father has often told me of the experiences he had with Will Rogers.
That sounds interesting. Tell us some of it.
And after I completed this foot race in 1928, Will Rogers happened to be in Claremore, and he told some of them he'd like to come out and see me and my father. And as Will Rogers, about the first thing that he spoke to my father, he said, "Hello, Blue Creek." And that indicated that as a young kid or a young man, that he had been nicknamed Blue Creek because his family at that time lived on Blue Creek, which was across the river from the Rogers ranch.
Oh. So that was Will that was nicknamed, or his father that was nicknamed?
Father.
Your father.
Yeah, my father. Yeah, Will said, "Hello, Blue Creek." That was his.
He remembered it.
That he remembered him, and he hadn't seen my father in a number of years.
Well, I know that must have been interesting. Do you have any other stories of your family history in your early life? We'd be glad to get any little personal events or incidents, illnesses, accidents, fires, anything that you recall as a child that would be interesting.
Well, I remember one instance in particular. My father and mother went to town to do some shopping, and they left myself and two or three of the older children to take care of the smaller ones, and were instructed to haul some wood in a wagon. And one of the smaller children, my sister, only 3 or 4 years old, we got a load of wood and driven up to the house and was in the process of unloading it, and the team or something happened. Anyway, the wagon wheels passed over my little sister, and we were naturally in a stage of shock, and the only thing we knew to do was to try to start to the doctor in this wagon. And as we just got on the road, well, we ran into our father and mother in the old model T car coming home. And fortunately, they took my little sister and took her on into town, and evidently was no serious injury or anything.
Well, that was remarkable, wasn't it? Were there many doctors in the community? What was the status of medicine in those days?
Well,
doctor?
Well, it was, as you know, rather primitive. We didn't, and Dr. Bushyhead was the principal, the leading doctor in Claremore, who was the son of the old principal chief of the Cherokees. But he was a very kindly old man and did the doctors.
Do you remember what any of the medicines or how he treated people or anything? Was he just the ordinary type that read medicine and then went to practicing like they did in those days?
No, Dr. Bushyhead he had completed and had a degree or a course in medicine. He wasn't a type of a doctor that had just read medicine and started out to practice. He had trained himself and been to school.
I get it. One of the Bushyhead sons, I believe, was became an artist.
What sons?
Which one was that?
No, you're probably thinking of now his son Dennis Bushyhead was in the.
May have been the grandson.
Well, I'm not sure about that.
I had I had seen some paintings from up near Claremore and Costa. I remember she had known, and I recognized that, but I didn't know which branch of the family.
Well, I believe that is he not a Western Indian?
It could be. I'm not sure.
I believe he's from one of the
I saw the paintings in Claremore.
I don't think that he's any close
Like,
relation to the
may not be.
Cherokee Nation bushy heads.